great. I would say like a total success as far as like reception goes. Seems like you guys like it. I know it's not totally complete and balanced and everything, but I do feel like based on just the numbers and positive feedback that you guys have dug it. We really prioritize just making it feel good. But moving forward, we're absolutely going to be making sure that that things like everything gets balanced and kind of worked in. And we'll talk a little bit about that today. Go over the roadmap and share some fun little like images and stuff with you guys a little bit. I wasn't able to collect quite as much as I was hoping to, but should still be plenty to get you guys to get excited about things. Soon we'll probably put together like an image of concept art and a whole bunch of other stuff. So that'll be fun once we get that. But I'm going to talk short term, long term with you guys, and then start going through questions. Um, so yeah, 2026. We got a lot of plans, and with everything going so well with flying, there's a lot more to come. So the short term, this Thursday, boss battle should be coming. Seems to be going really well. We've been cranking away. Basically, we had a lot of different ideas, and where we landed, I think, is going to be the best balance for flying, not flying, teamwork, soloing. We really do want to push collaboration in these in these primary games that we're launching, or mini games, or whatever you want to call it, boss battles. And so we tried to kind of combine all of those things. So it's gonna be really fun. I might circle back. I know there's some questions about it and stuff, so I might circle back and talk like more details about this week. But for now, I kind of want to leave it up in the air, just at least partially. But the flap tour, and sorry about the confusion. There was some just communication issues, but the pterodactyl and the flap tour are not one and the same. And I know there was a lot of back and forth on that. But the flap tour boss battle will be coming this Thursday, and really excited for you guys to try it out. We probably should have a beta available, if not tonight, by tomorrow. So, also to everybody, make sure you stay to the end because we got a fun treat for you guys. And Tara and Yum Yum, don't let me forget to tell them about that, the Discord goodie.
Roger
okay.
that.
Yes, thank you. All right, I'm just going to I can't really share this with you because there's probably too much insider information, but I am going to be looking over this, so forgive me if I'm totally look like I'm just reading. But I just kind of want to share what's coming up for the rest of the year. So this month, like I said, this week, we've got the Flaptor boss battle, but we will be the next week having an update as well. The plan for now is to finally bring on the Dilophosaurus, which one of my favorites from Jurassic Park, obviously. So that will likely be a new hunter. We're designing it now, and it has kind of like a weird small neck and stuff. So we're debating between whether it's a hunter or a tank. I was going to do this in a poll, but I'm going to just kind of put it out there. The tanks were initially meant to be designed quite differently. We kind of called them a tank, and for a long time I've been calling them tanks. I'm leaning further and further into wanting to rebrand them to long necks. It kind of opens up a lot of opportunities for design and stuff, and allows us to make a Dilophosaurus that has a long neck but isn't necessarily a tank. And anyways, that's a long story for another day. But anyway, Dilophosaurus is coming up. And I'm excited to release that. We also have, and I'll share some images of this, what we're calling these, they are a daily login streak stack. So you'll have to, Tara and Yum Yum, can you guys see this?
Good.
Yep, I can see it.
Okay, great. So everyone's going to have day one login streak, obviously, and that'll be this little tiny bottom head. But then day 5, day 10, day 25, day 50, day 150, day 250. That's kind of like 250. Yeah, anyways, that's more or less where we're at. So some people, I think, will be able to get up to the 150 mark potentially if you've been doing it since day one. but we at least wanted to finally actually reward people for, and this will be more of like a flex in your hut. And pretty excited about getting these out there. These are the actual models for the first 4 tiers, and I think they're coming along great. So that should be coming to the game a week from Thursday. So make sure you guys have your daily login streaks going, so that when you get in there, you'll have as many of these as possible. And that'll be coming with the Dilophosaurus. So as I get further out, I'll get a lot less specific as to what's coming and everything. But the week after that, I speak Spanish, and I want to call it Vaca Valley, but Cow Canyon, Vaca Valley, still working on the name. You may have seen this in leaks, but the idea is that this is like a ginormous dinosaur cow. It's just like, is basically, it's almost the same size as the head of it is a little bit smaller than what the giant waterfall skull is. So we're kind of going back and introducing these giant dino types, but that is its udders sticking up out of the ground. So he's kind of buried, kind of been there for a long time, similar to the Triceratops, the giant Triceratops that boops you. And let's see, I did get these. These are kind of like the actual models of it, and this map is ginormous. So this is that kind of like milk puddle that he's going to be like sitting in and creating simultaneously. And this is kind of going to be, this would be replacing Pig Valley, by the way. And so Pig Valley will be gone temporarily. They'll be cycling back through. But this is meant to be kind of that casual. You go in here and you kind of just kill cows, play around in the milk. Should feel very, very similar to Pig Valley. However, we've got these like really long canyons that you can fly through or go fast through. And as you go through and kind of look through these sub canyons, you should be able to find alpha T-Rexes that will be hidden in these things. And this is huge, guys. Like this takes a while. I don't know if a lot of you guys have seen episode 1, Star Wars episode 1 in the pod race sequence, but the idea was like this is a really long map similar to that, where you kind of fly around in a circle and then but you explore the little mini caves to find stuff. So Terry, Yum Yum, any questions or anything coming through the chat about any of this that I need to clarify, or anything that's like not making sense or coming through?
No, it makes
Pretty all
sense.
over the place. Yeah, we're good.
Okay.
It's all over the place for sure. But for what we're talking, like what you're talking about, it's
Okay.
edge
Great.
of their seats.
Okay, great. Well,
Wait,
feel
is
free
this-
to go ahead.
Is this
Yeah.
maybe instead of Piglandia? Because someone said rip Piglandia.
It is, yeah. So the ultimate goal of the map, just so everyone's aware, is that we are going to be cycling new things in and out, and virtually everything will come back in one form or the other. So Piglandia, yes, rip for a short time, but then we'll be going back and forth. And so at some point, what I'd like to have is virtually every single update at least has one map swapped out. So we'll switch the Crystal Cave for the Ice Cave, and we'll switch the Boneyard in and out at different times. And so I'll get into some of that as well. But yeah, it's a good clarification. Thanks. So bye Piglandia for a short term. Kill as many pigs as you can while you can. All right, so that's what's coming still. The very last week of this month is the Vaca Valley, and we're gonna do the UG, the little cave. We call it the UGC cave because like user generated content. Also like UGC cave. I don't know. We thought it was clever, but it's not really like great for marketing. But anyways, where all the fan art is in that cave, and you get the Discord kiosk and everything. Hopefully you know where that is, because I'll be giving you guys a secret combo at the end of this that should be redeemable. It's our first time trying it, so don't hold me to it. But if you stick around, I'll tell you what that code is, and you'll get some free nugs for being here today. Anyways, where that cave is, we're going to be doing kind of an overhaul of it, and we're going to have community-driven goals as well, so that you guys can all work together to achieve something. So excited to have you guys take a stab at that, and you'll be getting. The idea is you'll be getting. I don't know if this might all be stuff we've either revealed or I shouldn't reveal, but I'm just going to say it either way. The Orosaur that you guys are designing right now, rather than putting that in a bundle or putting in the egg shop, the Orosaur is actually going to be free every single time you guys achieve one of these community like goals. So for example, we're going to say kill 1 million chickens or whatever it is. And as soon as the community kills 1 million chickens, you get a free Orosaur. And just like you get it from the egg shop, however, it's obviously going to be free. And then we'll set another goal and another goal and another goal. So sorry, Tara and Yum Yum, if that's a major spoiler. I know we were going to message all that out there, but you guys just ping me, just Slack me a message if I'm getting too off the rails here.
Oh man, we were keeping that for later. No.
Shoot, sorry. All right, so yeah, that's all coming, and I don't think I'm allowed to mention it, but there's going to be a new type of bundle available as well. It'll be not as expensive, and it's not like our main bundle. That main bundle is going to always kind of be that same cycle and everything, but we're going to be introducing a new bundle type, totally optional. And more details will come on that. I just it's a partnership, and I'm not sure exactly what I'm legally able to share with that, but should be able to take advantage of that at a pretty low cost compared to the other stuff we have. So hopefully that helps. After that, I want to do an Ankylosaurus, like a kind of like an Unk Dino, but also like an Ankylosaurus. So it's going to be, we're still designing that. That's coming after. Then here, I'm going to stop sharing because it's not I don't have concept art for all the rest of this. Okay, sorry about that. Something else that's coming out is a Crystal Cave 2.0 will be coming back. It'll be very similar to the Ice Cave with the Cryodon and everything. However, it's going to have an all new Crystodon instead of a Cryodon, and the Crystodon is going to be kind of like made out of crystal shards instead of made out of ice shards. So not just a reskin, it will be like a new design and everything, but a new Titan, similar battle, a few new tweaks and a few optimizations. But then the idea is that we're going to have the proper Crystal Cave in its like final form, and we're with the Titan that you can get, as well as the Cryodon that will be coming in more during like the winter time. And so you guys can expect that. After that, we're going to do like a weapon overhaul and add some new weapons and get those in a good spot. All of this is like, I don't know if you guys know, or like everyone might not know this, but we're still in early access technically, which is kind of like a little bit past beta, but also not like full release. And so the idea is we are trying to get all of this balanced. And so how we release the dinosaurs, when we release the dinosaurs, making sure that they all feel right, making sure that we've got a proper cadence going of like that, like the cyclical nature of the maps and everything. Once all that's set up and done, that's when we'll be like full release. UG is out there and be out of early access. And so the weapons 2.0, the intent there is to finally go back to the weapons and properly balance those, as well as like the pouchies and everything. Also, after that, we're going to have like a Stonehenge 2.0, which is going to have a lot of variation on the game. So it's not just going down and having the same game every time, but every time you go down, it'll be like a random version of different kind of like Squid Games kind of is what the inspiration for that was, more or less. And so we love the version we have now. It's like was one of our favorites, but we have a lot of other really fun ideas. And you guys have come up with a lot of ideas and variants that'll be fun too. So we'll have a new version of that. And again, every time you go down, you won't know what you're getting. And my hope is to have like maybe up to 5 different variations. That might be a little ambitious, but I think we can at least do 2 to 3 for sure, if not closer to 5. All right, I wasn't sure if I was going to share this, but I'm going to just go ahead and share it because this gets too fun. But we're going to have a new volcano map. It's going to be so the Pig Valley or Pigtopia. And then Vaca Valley or Cow Canyon, whichever one we end up calling it. Those two are going to switch. The Crystal Cave and the Ice Cave, those two are going to be switching. The Volcano is going to have 2 versions. You got the version you have now. That's the Magmadon version, basically, if we want to call it that for now. But I want to do a Dragodon version. So basically, it'll be the same map, but more for flying dinos. And instead of fighting the Magmadon inside of the volcano, you'll be fighting a flying Titan called the Dragodon. And yes, it will be designed to look a lot like a dragon. I always wanted 3 different types of flying dino like designs. They were going to be like feathered ones, since we all know dinosaurs had feathers, right? I don't know that, but maybe it's scientifically accurate. I don't know. But the feathered ones, like the swoop jaw, then like the more pterodon looking ones, like the pterodactyl and the flaptor, I'd consider kind of like looked more like the traditional like dinosaurs that we see in like all the science books or whatever. And then I wanted to have ones that looked like dragons. They're still going to be gliders. They're still going to be dinosaurs, but I just like the idea of a dragon looking dinosaur, right? And who knows? Maybe there were some back then. I'm sure there was a Dragodon back then. There's millions of dinosaurs we haven't discovered yet. So, anyways, volcano battle with a Dragodon at the end. I've got some really fun ideas. It'll be kind of a hybrid of the Magmadon battle and what you're going to experience this Thursday as well with the Flaptor. And so we have a lot of cool mechanics with how to hatch. Like, oh, anyways, I won't get into it yet. Man, I got to get through this faster. This is only like through March right now, guys. So bear with me here. I'll get faster. We are gonna have like an Easter egg hunt update, so that should be fun. As well as merch will start coming out officially as well around that time. So there'll be some cool tie-ins to the game with proper merch you can look forward to. Dino training, I've talked about that a lot, and there's more we can go into it, but I got to get through this a little bit faster. All right, so water and swimming update. I think that's going to come just before summer. We're going to do it right. It's going to be probably on the level of flying, if not more so, because not only are we going to make sure it feels really good like we did with the flying update, but there's going to be a lot more supportive content like for that update as well. Like we definitely released the flying, and I love the flying map personally. I think that was great. How that was designed, and we intended to always release flying and then the map and then the boss battle, so it's not like we've really done anything different, but we just want to make sure that like there's just going to be a lot of different places to explore, and it's a little more balanced out of the gate. So we're going to get it right. I think it's going to come early summer, hopefully early June. Then we're going to do a re-skinning of the boneyard to just kind of be like daytime, not the Triceratops. That'll be exclusively for Halloween time, but a kind of a daytime sandy fun version. Not fun. It'll still be pretty like hard to beat and stuff, but there'll be a new Titan in there as well. Have plans for 4th of July, the PvP arena. We're working on that. I pushed it back a little bit further, so more like towards the end of summer, mostly because I want to make sure we don't. It's hard to not make it pay to win. That's something that's really important to us. Both the collaboration and making sure that this is more like if we have PvP, it's more of like a skill-based and team skill-based approach. So you still have that collaboration, and it's not just like whoever opens up their mom's credit card and just like goes to town on buying the biggest upgrades and stuff. We want to make sure that it's balanced and stuff. So I think that's going to take some more time. So we also want to do that right. Then we'll be close to hitting our 1-year anniversary, so we have something special in mind for that. But this is all way out there, so I'm just gonna get kind of crank through these. Halloween update: we will be bringing back the boneyard and the Triceratops. It'll be a much better version of all of those things. I don't know if you guys remember this, but we were literally working on the boneyard while we were launching the game, and like the Halloween update for the boneyard came like 2 weeks after our official launch, and so we were scrambling just to get anything out there. I'm glad you guys liked it. I applaud the devs and the artists for being able to do anything, because we were just after launch just insane. So this next one should be really, really great, because we'll just be improving what we had before. Then we have some fun plans for Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving week was fantastic last time. Lots of fun playing with you guys. And then the Christmas update should be just even better than we had before. But it will have the Cryodon return, and a lot of other maps will have some variants on them as well. So yeah, I'm going to leave it at that. I think, unless Tara, Yum, anything that you've heard or think I should elaborate on before I hop into these questions?
There was one I saw, and this might be more for me even, because I'm also curious about any updates for Steam. I know we've talked a lot about it, so you're welcome to ask about that.
No, that's actually a great question. I'm really excited for like the new products and everything. So I feel like a Steam update is much more likely than I would have said before. We're still looking into we're still debating on that, but I would say if it were to happen, it would probably be this year. And if I had to bet on it, I would say there's a 62% chance as of today. That's what Vegas is saying, anyways. I'm just kidding. I made that up right now, but I do feel like I'm leaning in that direction. So would love to make it happen. Like honestly, we would. It's just you guys. There's so many things to balance, and that's just going to add one more thing that we're going to have to check and update and everything. And like we're such a small team. I don't know. Like I've been looking at other teams and that run games and stuff, and they've got like 40 people on staff, and I'm like, oh my gosh. I don't know. Let's see. We got Terry, Yum Yum, myself. Like I think we've got not even 12 total right now. So, which seems like a ton, and they're fantastic. But to get all this done and to balance everything else is quite a bit of work. So, Steam sounds fantastic, though. Thanks for bringing it up. All right, anything else?
I got a couple questions at the end that I'm just saving here, if you have time.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, I'll get through these as quick as I can, and then, like I said, before you guys all start hopping off, make sure I get you I'll just spoil what it is, but there's a Discord code that'll be active from 30 minutes from now, basically, for the next hour and a half after this is over, and it'll give you 1,000 nugs. So, and by Discord code, I mean the Discord kiosk that's in game. So you'll have to go in, push the specific 4 combos, and don't go trying out a bunch of different ones right now, because well, you can, but you probably won't get it. All right, Dragon TB. Do you think you might make more dinosaurs like the Triceratops in the hut, but others that take you in different places, or maybe a dino in the inventory hut? Yes, absolutely. I think we will eventually get there. We had plans for 2 other dinosaurs that were going to be at the hut launch. For one, we just got behind with development in general. But for 2, we hit a technical kind of like plateau. Like we have been pushing the headsets too far for too long. Right now, we just started to trend back in the better like performance area. I think everyone got new headsets over Christmas break, which was great, or a lot of people did, and so our performance has gone up just because people like finally got rid of the ones they had probably for a couple of years. But the headsets can't handle too much more, and so if we do add stuff, we have to take other stuff away, and also there's optimization stuff we can do on our side. So it's a combination of not adding more things and making the things we have better. So plan is to add more critters and mini dino pets to your hut. That will make your life easier, make it funner. So short answer is I would love to. Long answer is it's more complicated than that, but it will happen one way or another. All right, maybe 3001. What's the plan when UG runs out of space in the Dino Dex? That is a great question that we have an answer for right now. Basically, that first sheet that has all the dinos is full. The next page is just going to be page number 2. And so for the first 2 pages of the Dino Dex, I don't know if you know, but right now you don't have to select a dinosaur. You can actually just start going to the right, and it'll, the second page is Nubasaur. So we're just squeezing in an extra page. So the first page will be the 25 that you have right now, and then the next page will just now start to grow as well. So we'll have to add them with the current system. We'll have to add them every. I think it's a 6 by 4. So, sorry, my math's bad right now, but every 25th dinosaur will have to make a new page, basically. So it should be pretty simple and straightforward. I hope it makes sense for you guys. We couldn't think of something better. We thought about scrolling through for forever, but I think this system will work better. All right, Gibble. How will the PvP system work when you add it? Will there be a reward when you win? Will dinos with different levels have advantages? Will it be 1v1, FFA, or team battles? And then I think this other one's from someone else, actually. Okay, so we talked just a little bit about how don't want to make it pay to win. It will be team-based, so for sure, what we'd like to do is have like a clan system of some sort, and either in real time, just like you just go and you just kind of like choose who you're going to play with. We might do some balancing, but what I'd really like to do is just have it be so that you just kind of have your clan and your team that you normally lobby up with, and it's almost you guys just go into battle together. The things we're going to not do is make it so that it's like gated, so that only one, like you can only have a Gatling gun if you have unlocked it. We're going to let everybody have access to the same weapons. However, you are going to be using your dinosaurs, and whatever armor you choose. And so there's going to be a little bit more complexity to like armors giving stat boots and everything boosts. So it's not just whichever armor has the most health. And so there's a lot of balancing that needs to take place, especially now with flying dinosaurs. But that's why we kind of made the flying dinosaurs be squishy, so they're not OP, as well as not do very much damage. With all of this in mind. And so yeah, I don't know if that answers everything, but hopefully that that's enough for now. There'll be a lot more to come on that, but I would say that's likely closer to 7 months out from now. So could be sooner though. Everything changes. If you would have asked me that same question a month ago, I would have told you it was coming in April, but we're gonna do some other things before that. So Dinosaur Wrangler asks, how would mining work in UG? And they were talking about mining because there was a poll question about that. So anyways, there's a couple things we'd like to do. That would likely be part of the training that would happen. So you train your dinosaurs to mine and get you either bones or gold and everything. Also, we kind of have always liked the idea of like having dinosaurs that do things for you around your hut. So either keep it clean or grow things for you or stuff like that. It also could be that it's like a proper like digging dinosaur is another thing that we've kind of like tried to explore long term. Like because obviously we have flying, swimming, but then like an earth-based mole type dinosaur or something. So there's a lot of different ways we can go about that, but ultimately I think it would probably more likely than not be something as part of the training. So you'd be able to train your dinosaur to like harvest resources for you. Galaxy Gamer, will there be any Cryodan fusions? Yes, there will be. Not soon though, because the Cryodon's not currently available. We probably introduce the Cryodon fusion next Christmas. Dusty asks, will you guys ever implement lore into the game as to how everything came to be in Utopia? As those of you who have followed the Monkey Do journey, you know how much I love creating lore, and so we have a baseline of lore that we are trying to figure out the best way to reveal it. With Monkey Do, we kind of like we made the lore and then we made the game, and I don't mean we didn't make both at the same time. Like we obviously were developing the game and the lore side by side, but the lore was almost the priority, and then we tried to map the game around it. And with UG, it's not that we didn't have lore in mind when we started. It's just that we wanted to make sure the game was established before we worked ourselves into these like holes or corners where we couldn't figure out the lore based off of what we're doing. So we have a baseline set of lore that we're anticipating. I just don't want to be locked to that if things change before we get out of early access and everything. So I love lore. I have a great idea. I just don't want to share that yet because if it ends up being wrong or changed in hindsight. But that lore will also change the evolution of the actual game as well. So obviously, so just to be clear, in my mind, UG took place on this planet on an Earth millions and millions of years ago. That's why we had that cheeky and sorry about that. The 67 million BC or whatever. Like that was intended to be like obviously really stupid joke, whatever. But really, all this stuff did take place millions of years ago, and so that's why there's a Stonehenge, and we're trying to be like, oh, this is where Stonehenge came from. And as many of you know, the theory is that there was like a Big Bang and a big meteorite, and so that maybe wiped everything out, and so all that's intended to come into play. And there's a lot of stuff with the evolution of where the UGs came from and how they got there and stuff that we'd like to do. But again, I just don't want to release all that and then feel obligated to support it with the gameplay. I want to make sure the gameplay is good, the cycling maps are good, and then adjust the lore to fit that. That was a way longer answer than you guys probably needed or wanted, but I love lore, so stay tuned. All right, Ostapop. Is there ever going to be a way to ride other animals than dinosaurs? Technically, there already is. You can ride chickens, but we just disabled that. So, yeah, and we also really like the idea of having some sort of train-like system of dinosaurs too. So, like the worm dinosaurs that we had in the boneyard, like an underground subway would be what I'd like to have take you to like the PvP map or something. That's just like an idea and a concept that's like on a board. That's not like active development or actually how we're going to do it, but riding underground like dino worms and hopping on pterodactyls that take you between different places and stuff like that has always been kind of the idea. So we do like that concept, and you can technically ride the dino chickens. That we had to do that when Minecraft came out, and the chicken jockey we just like enabled it before the game even launched, and it was stupid. You just literally just mounted the chicken and then just like hopped around with it, so it didn't really do anything. But I don't even know how you say this. Bo4 AB4. Would you ever consider adding a mutation system into the game? Like when you hatch dino, there is a rare chance for it to have a mutation, for example. And these are just some of my ideas. Glowing, radioactive. This would change the colors of whatever the dino is to green. Another example, such as
We're not still
make it shiny, make it glossy, and then add a rare ones that do some physical changes, such as built-in armor, like bone armor growing out of it, called exoskeleton or something, or like mutations that make the dino bigger and tank smaller and faster. I think we'll do most of what you're saying, but it'll be kind of in the existing systems. So like the fusion station would probably be one place for that. And then like maybe collars that do that. And then, so fusion station, collars, and training, I think will kind of achieve most of what you're getting at here. More or less. So, I want to say, yes, we're going to do it. We're just not going to do it as like proper mutations because we really do have the fusion and the training that kind of allow you to have an evolution. Originally, we did want to have like a proper, like you evolve your dinosaur into like a new breed and everything, but we kind of landed it where we're at now. Oh, this is back to what we were talking about, the draw guys. Why do you guys keep closing off new areas after the events are over? Like the Crystal Cave being closed, even though it wasn't ice earlier. Why couldn't it just be reverted back? Like now I can't get Golden Tooth or Beastosaur Chatterodon anymore. Yeah, great question. The short version of it is we have as many maps as the headset can handle and the network can handle. However, those will be coming back, and like I said, we'll be cycling through them. So right now, we obviously have 3 maps that are active at any real given moment. We have had moments of a little bit more than that, but in general, 3 maps. So we have Pigtopia, the volcano, and the flying map right now. Those are the 3 open areas. Pigtopia or Pig Valley will be closing for Cow Canyon. Still going to have the 3, and I would love to open up 4 or 5 total. We just can't with the performance of the headsets right now. Also, it hopefully makes it fresh and new. And we'll continue to kind of rotate out the alphas as well, so that all of the dinosaurs you've had, like we're gonna have by the end of this year, we should have well over 50 dinosaurs. Probably at the rate we're going, we're going to be introducing 4 or 5 new dinosaurs a month. So 50 to 60 new dinosaurs in addition to the 25 we already have. So we'll be pushing 100 a year from now. So we want to make sure all those dinosaurs you can still get through all the different alphas and the different maps and egg shop and trading and all of that. So great. Waffles are yummy asked, would there ever be a Dragon Rider bundle boss? We answered that right, hopefully for you guys that were here. Dragodon coming. Hopefully coming. Okay, again, I should have said this disclaimer. Maybe we should have this like on my, like I should like wear a shirt that says disclaimer. Everything I say is subject to change. But I'm hoping that we have a Dragodon volcano battle, which will be epic in March, subject to change. when will the Crystal Cave open back up? Also, what did I say? Also before March, maybe even next month. I guess it's the same thing. Probably next month. I'm going to say that. Subject to change. Shrek's Mario 531. Do you have any plans to add a gun mount on a saddle? I think we kind of someone asked this question before, and the original design actually was that the saddles were going to be a lot more substantial in their upgrades, and we considered having like proper turrets on the mounts, just like in Monkey Do we have those turrets, and we love those, and they feel so good. And we actually took a Monkey Do turret and put it on a saddle, and we loved it until the other players started moving, which just like totally broke things. And so the short answer is we kind of ended up with what we had to because of just limitations. It is something we'll be revisiting though in Weapons 2.0 is these properly like mounted guns and everything. So Chicken asks, how long until underwater dinosaurs, and can we see plans for it? We have some concept art I don't want to release quite yet for it. It's not like super fleshed out, and it is further out. So I answered that before. Like I said, I think it'll be June-ish, early summer. Wiz Monkey GT, will there be armor for uglies to wear? We're gonna have something like armor that comes as like a power up at some point. At least that's part of the plan. It's further out, but revives, armor, and other things are meant to be part of the tech web. So right now we got weapons and pouches, and that's really it. But things like torches, revives, like bone conversion machines, like we've got some ideas for some fun stuff, and UGG armor is one of the things you could be able to buy and kind of place on yourself potentially. But we haven't vetted those out. Torch Guy, what do you think is the best idea you've put into the game? The best idea that's gone in the game. So I don't know if you guys know the team at Trash Games at Yeeps, but he and I debated for a super long time when we were early in the concepting phase of how we were going to mount the dinos and everything, and how we were going to ride them. At one point, we were like, "Oh, we'll just fuse into them, and you'll just be the dinosaur, and you'll see from their face and stuff." But there was problems with that because we'd have to design every single one to be exactly the same head shape and position and everything. And it felt weird too that you'd like become it. And so I think the thing that ended up working the best is just, if you've seen the movie Ratatouille, I just was like, guys, we just got to do Ratatouille. And I think that just ended up feeling the best. So you still get that gorilla tag movement, but it feels like you're actually controlling it. So it's how to accomplish that mech movement and mount and dismount and that's probably like that seems simple, but it took us weeks and back and forth and tons of concept art and testing and all these things to nail it. So it's not necessarily like the idea, but the execution of the Ratatouille to a dinosaur would probably be the best. Worst idea, I have a lot of opinions about that. I'm sure you guys have a lot of opinions about that. Gosh, that's like such a loaded question. I feel like it'll be like super revealing if I really say that. Yeah, man, what's the worst idea I've had that's made it into the game? You would know this answer objectively. Tara, anyone?
If I guess wrong, I'm not going down on that ship.
It's the ugly sore. There, I said it.
What? No.
The most divisive dinosaur of all time.
It's Harry Buttcrack is beautiful. You take that back.
Poor ugly sore. Yeah, we'll leave it to the eye of the beholder. If I had to say one. No, I'll come back to you guys on that next time. Let's put that question on the next Q&A, and I'll tell you what the worst plan is. All right, April Fool's plan, the rapid fire ones. Are these from you guys, or is this? Oh no, the last.
That was all just from the last ones.
General ones.
yeah, all the same that we
Okay.
found. Just
Yeah, we got a fun April Fool's plan. We'll see how intense we go with it, and no promises on it. But we do have a plan already for April Fool's, so have fun with it. And we can't tell you, so yeah. Easter plans. We are gonna have an Easter egg hunt and some fun theming and stuff like that. But we had a pretty fun Easter egg hunt in Monkey Do. If you ever did that, probably be somewhat similar to that. New tools and items. Oh, we talked about that. New mini games. There will be new mini games in Stonehenge. That Stonehenge 2.0 update. So yeah, kind of answered all those already. Questions from Yum Yum and Tara. Wait. Oh, for you guys. But Tara, you said you had some questions. Did you want to go over your questions first, or?
Yeah. Okay. So JBot asked, for the water map, do you think that you'll need like that the Uggs can breathe underwater, or will they need special equipment, or like will it be a drowning system instead of water enemies?
That is a great question. So I honestly feel like relative to the game in Monkey Do, we nailed swimming in water. Like the devs that worked on that game, they did a fantastic job. In that one, though, you're just the monkey. Obviously, you're not swimming with your dinosaur. We played with a system to drown you, and at the end of the day, we just decided to completely ignore it. It seemed like the funnest way to go. So I'm very inclined that you just somehow hold your breath for an obnoxious amount of time. So I don't. I hear you, and I want to make it make sense, but at the same time, it's more important, I think, to have fun. So for now, Uggs can just hold their breath for a really long time.
That's funny. I kind of like the idea of like having to like
Yeah.
feel panicked about it, but you're right. That's probably better not. So Kettle asked, are you going to add dino abilities like fire breathing for the Magmadon, like a fireball, things like that?
Yeah. So part of the training, we do want to have like either class or even dino species specific that you can only get for that dino. So like, for example, we'll have a roar that any dinosaur can learn, and that'll be like a training module or upgrade or whatever that any of them can do. But then there'll be like the Magmadon will specifically have will shoot fireballs, and then probably like the Dragodon would also have that same upgrade as well. So it would be like the fireball blast that only very specific dinosaurs would be able to do. Then you'd have like a tail whip for all the dinosaurs that have like a Stegosaurus or like a Torque Nash or whatever would have like the tail whip as something that you could like upgrade to. More or less. And most of those upgrades will likely happen through bones. We're still kind of working through all that. Again, we're trying to avoid pay to win as much as possible. So we're always trying to balance those things out while also trying to make sure we have a monetization system in there.
Makes sense. Also, Scooby was asking if I can ask what the cow will do. Can we say it all?
We
don't have to.
The big cow or the little cows? Because the little cows are basically just going to be pigs. There's going to be two versions though. So the female cows without the bigger horns, they're really just going to be pigs. The bigger cow, the bulls with the bigger horns, they are going to do a little bit of kind of a fighting back, but they're not going to be a problem. But the big cow, should we talk about the big cow? We can talk about.
I think we should leave the cow a secret. Maybe we've
Okay.
already said too
Okay.
much. All right.
Okay. Sounds good.
CG Griff was asking, will there ever be a way to repair your armor with items or a smaller amount of bones?
That would be kind of like part of the so we have this idea of like buckets of water or like water balloons that would give you like health revives, and then the other idea for like armor that you could get, it would be like a wrench or something that you can have, and like the wrench like fixes the armor or something. So we do have that idea, and it would be kind of part of the like we have the weapons 2.0 and then like equipment 2.0. Hopefully all of that coming before like full release. And so yeah, we like the idea and should be good. I guess that being said, that would be for when you're like out and about. But I do like I've always liked the idea of like replenishing the armor you have at the Dino Tech station, just as like a way to like, because if you have armor that's like got like 100 HP left, you don't really want to take it out into a big battle, but you also don't want to. You have to go out and break it to get. I just want to be able to buy like a fill up station essentially.
Yeah,
back at
totally. Last question on my end is about from Crispy. Would you ask about possibly having merch and plushies in the future? I'm not sure if we've talked about this before.
Yeah, I mentioned it just briefly, and I tried asking for permission to share stuff with everybody. I've shared it with the moderators and obviously with the internal team, but there's mock-ups for that. That's why I asked the poll to figure out which dinos we should do. I I put the Magmadon in there because I just thought it would be fun. Manufacturing wise, it's actually really hard to do the Magmadon, so I'm going to do a couple. I always intended to do a couple follow-up polls, but I wanted to get a feel from you guys as to like what you'd want, and I was really glad to see the Nubasaur getting a lot of love on that poll. And so yeah, plushies are coming. It's going to be exciting. I don't know how much I don't know how much I should say because it really is still up in the air, but we're working hard to make that be right and have in-game ties and make it be a real extension of the game more so than just like some quick merch that we should throw up on a store. But I do appreciate content creators and all of you guys for filling in that gap right now for big fans who do want to just represent. So like great job doing all of that, guys, and I would say just look to those influencers that are selling merch and buy that as especially until we have something for you. Anything else? Tara, Yum Yum, questions for me, or do you want to get into the questions for you guys?
Yeah, we can probably hop into our questions. They're still community related.
Okay, perfect. And remember, guys, before you take off, I'll be giving you guys. I'll get that code ready. I think here, while you're going. But you've got that list up in front of you, right? So I can mute myself for a second and take a drink of water. Oh, I don't hear Yum Yum. Are you talking?
Sorry, Tara, go for it.
There you go.
I still need to find my list. Can you go first?
Oh, yeah, I can go. Here, I was here. We're dominant set a good precedent of having cameras on, so I'll jump on because I know it's nice to see someone talking instead of just a thing. So we had some. Also, check out my cool shirt. We had some questions that I saw. So some of the ones I wanted to answer were pretty related. A few people were asking about if we will do some kind of like community designed dinosaur, which is great timing because we currently have an event going on for the community to design a dinosaur, which is fantastic. The Aurasaur, which there have been just a ton of submissions already. That is some of the funnest things of what we do is like going through that stuff and seeing some of the talent and honestly just some of the ideas, even if like I'm not a great drawer, but like some of the drawings that aren't top talent drawings, but still the idea is really fun. Like that's just as considered. Like that stuff's so fun. But it made me want to just talk about really quick something from like other events and events in general and suggestions in general, because some of the ideas that you guys have, if we don't take that idea like immediately and put it into the game, I hope no one feels bad, especially because we don't like respond a ton in like the suggestions channel, but like us and the devs like are looking pretty frequently at that stuff, especially when one of those things comes up in like the roadmap or the game plan for like the flying stuff. Like a lot of people were putting out ideas out there for flying stuff for a long time, and so maybe we don't look at that until we start working on the flying stuff, or maybe it like leads to a like brainstorming of a different idea, things like that. And then also, especially with the flying dinosaur, if some of you remember, we did the poll and we said, hey, here's what we kind of think the Titan is going to look like. You should name it. And the top name, oh, good, Bleary's here, because Bleary is one of the ones that suggested the name for the Titan that we got from the suggestions channel and from others. So we wanted to like have you guys help name it. So you did, and then we put some of the ones that we liked in the poll, and the top one that was picked was I think the pterodactyl was the top one, and we didn't end up using that for the Titan, where we ended up using it for a different dinosaur, and we ended up using the second choice for the Titan, which is probably confusing, but things just end up changing like that. And so just to let you know, like, it's all still super helpful and exciting and fun to see all that.
Yeah, just to echo that, I've loved looking at your entries, guys, and it's going to be hard to pick a favorite for sure. So keep up the good work, and yeah, it'll be a good dinosaur because we have so many great options.
And even options like not just for the Aurosaur, but like just really cool ones that I'm seeing for possible future dinosaurs too. Like there's some crazy ones. It's really fun.
Yeah, for sure.
That's pretty much it for me. Tara, if you have yours.
Yep. So basically, we got a lot of questions lately about clickbait for content creators. Specifically, Sir Penguino VR asked, will UGG be enforcing rules on clickbait content? And recently there was a video made by one of the more popular creators in which one of the moderators said that we would be kicking creators from the content creator program if they post clickbait content. And this actually isn't true. That's not our policy. There's a lot of people that would like to see a ban on this type of content, and like we have discussed ways to combat it. We're still actually actively discussing it, but really it's almost impossible for us to fully police. And so right now what we're going to do is we're just going to focus on ways to feature more like original, creative, and genuine content from our creators. If you do clickbait content as a creator, like I feel you really do risk ruining the trust of your audience over time. Like it's a short-term way to get a lot of views, but it doesn't really grow a strong community in the long run. So it really is worth thinking about what kind of content you want to make so that you keep a good reputation in the community. So honestly, I think whether we enforce clickbait rules or not, I think that's kind of what it comes down to. So in the meantime, I think, you guys are making really awesome content. We see a lot of original stuff and it's really fantastic. The other question that I got was about moderator apps from Ryan the UGG. Are moderation apps coming back? And right now we have a really solid mod team. They're doing fantastic. Thank you guys. As the server and the community continues to grow, obviously we'll likely need more help. We don't have a solid time frame for this right now though. If you're someone who loves like helping the UGG community, then I would really suggest just showing up as much as you can on Discord and in game to help other players. Just be a positive and supportive community member, and then when the time comes for applications to open, we'll be able to see that professionalism when we go through the apps and go through your Discord messages and everything. So yeah, if you want to become a moderator, I definitely encourage you to think long term, and if you want to eventually grow into a position like that. So yeah,
just to add on to what you're saying about clickbaiting and how we're not like taking any negative action, I just want to focus on the positive content that we've been seeing, and we will be taking positive action and trying to reward content that we see that is genuine and creative and all those things. I said a little bit about that, but just to
and it is controversial, and like as a content creator, I definitely do see both sides of the issue as well. But for now, I think that's just that's the strategy we're going to take. So
yeah, that's hard. Especially when I've seen a lot of people define clickbait a lot of different ways. Not that the reason, not that the whole situation being complicated means that we shouldn't do anything. Not that, but that it is very complex. And so we want to just focus on the positive stuff that we see, at least for now, because it hasn't been a super huge issue negatively and making a ton of negative impacts. At least from the game's perspective, but it definitely can be frustrating for other creators. Understand.
Free nugs forbidden. We almost have 500 people watching.
Nice.
Oh, that's cool. All right. Give it to him.
Should I drop this code now? All right, guys. You got 90 minutes 93 minutes, I guess, to enter this code in the Discord board to get an extra 1,000 nugs as a thank you. So you can't watch.
Oh,
I posted it in the Slack.
Right. Happy,
Discord chat. So now everyone's gonna
love,
drop off like crazy.
mad,
yeah.
sad. Happy, love, mad, sad.
Just everyone remember happy, love, mad, sad. And whatever you do, don't tell anyone else anywhere else. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, right. It's probably been leaked. No, so I found out that it got claimed 100 times in the first 3 minutes somehow. So you guys were out there trying everything possible. So yeah,
Oh my gosh.
I was like, is this live? Is this working to our developer? And he's like, yeah, somehow it's already been claimed 100 times. So
That's so funny.
yeah, nice work.
There's already 3 videos made about it, so
Yeah, well, not clickbait. No, but really, guys, just to kind of wrap this up on a positive note, I really do appreciate the community's support. Thanks for coming out to these Q&As. I'm hoping to do more of these more frequently so that you do have content to make, because that is part of the problem is you're trying to make content every single day, and we're not releasing a new dinosaur every single day. So you guys are fantastic to be here and keep coming back. We're almost averaging like 200,000 people playing the game every single day, guys, which is insane. It's just been growing. So thank you. We'll be opening Stonehenge this week as well. So look forward to that. And then obviously the boss battle's coming in. That's going to be so fun. I'm actually going to go play it right now. So sorry for you guys. And but beta testers, you might get a notification here soon. Everyone else, we'll catch you in UG. Be a good UG.
Thanks, guys.
All right, I'm going to hop. See you guys.